All right, how's it going, everybody? We're going to be doing another live trading session during power hour. So I trade during all different times of day, sometimes in the morning, sometimes in the middle of the day, sometimes during power hour, because my strategy works during all time frames of the day. You know, people say don't trade in the middle of the day. Well, it works then too. So I'm currently looking at KBSF. This is extremely bearish and I'm very disappointed I missed on my entry, because as soon as it closed this gap, there was a gap here at $9.12. As soon as it closed this intraday gap, it had a gap close reversal, and that's my cue to get in and then bet on this gap to fill below. We got a gap to fill below at 637. KBSF is crashing like crazy. I strongly believe this thing is going to go to 637 today. So I want to get in. The problem is right now, this thing was at $11.70, like 30 minutes ago. So it's crazy. I just don't want to get in towards the lows. The time to get in, and this was still even pretty low, was at $9. That was the time to get in, and I missed out on it. It's very unfortunate. It happens. It happened quick. I wasn't prepared. You got to set those price alerts. Like right here, one of my students, John, he just said he didn't pull the trigger at 9. I mean, that was the time to pull the trigger, and it was predictable. So I want to get in, and the reason why I want to get in is I think it's going to go to 634 today. So I'm looking for an entry. I'm hoping it spikes. I'm willing to short it lower than 9, but I need a little spike. At the current price, it's just not as attractive. But yeah, that's KBSF. I'm looking for an entry. I'll set a price alert for above 850. The ideal entry would be 9. So hopefully it spikes. All right, so, KBSF, it's currently halted. The last time it got halted, just look what happened. It had a gap down, it filled the gap above, and it had a gap close reversal. So I'm hoping, this either has a gap down, but ideally a gap up. That way I can get in at a higher price. But it has a gap down, and if it has another gap close reversal, so like once that gap closes, if it forms a bearish confirmation, if it has a pullback, then I would be willing to short it as long as the price is right. Only thing I dislike about this trade right now is just the price. But other than that, I see this going to 634 today. It should go to $6.34. All right, so KBSF just reopened from the halt. As you can see, it had a small gap down. So let's see how it reacts to having that gap down. All right, so far it's going above that gap level. Let's see. All right, so it's going up. So it's having a little gap close and go here. And now it's going right back down. Let's see how this 1 minute candle closes. That will tell a lot about this move. All right, so I'm in at $7.79. That is my entry. I did just short sell KBSF. This is a starting entry. So let me send out the alert to my team real time. All right, so let me fill out this plan. So this is how my team fills out our plan. We click that button and then we copy and paste this. All right, so this is gonna be a gap close reversal to fill the gap below. That's gonna be the name of the setup. This is what I teach in the mentor program. Risk reward. Okay, so let's see. So risk reward, so I'm in at $7.79. My price target is at 630. Stop loss is gonna be, let's crunch a few numbers. Okay, so the mental stop will be at 830. So that's like a 3 risk reward ratio. So 830. It's a mental stop loss. I don't use actual stop losses. All right, so the alert was just sent out real time. There's the timestamp. So let's see what KBSF is doing here. All right, it's not looking good at the moment. If it starts to break out past 818, that's where I'll get a little bit concerned. All right, so as you can see, KBSF is struggling to break out. So it retested this resistance at 818 and then it failed to break out. You know, the only thing I dislike about this trade is the entry. It is a very, very low entry. And, you know, I'm doing the exact same thing I should have been doing here. The problem was it happened too quick for me to get in. I should have been in this at $9, and my strategy, it would have had me in there too. I just wasn't watching it at the time. I wasn't prepared. Because once it reopened from the halt, it happened so quickly, and I was not alerted that it reopened from the halt. So I didn't, you know, set the price alerts. All right, so KBSF is looking pretty good. It's already cracking back down to that support, failing to break out, showing signs of weakness. You know, as you can see, if you look at the chart today, there's an intraday gap waiting to fill below, and intraday gaps, they tend to fill the quickest out of any type of gap you're looking at. The intraday ones, which are the ones that form between a time frame of 9:31 a.m. up until 3:59 p.m., those tend to fill the quickest. And as you can see, if you take the high of this 1 minute candle, there's an intraday gap waiting to fill at 637. So that's where I see KBSF heading today. And if it doesn't happen today, odds are it is going to happen tomorrow. But it's just too risky for me to hold this specific stock overnight. So, you know, holding this overnight, that's not even a real thing. I'm not even going to do it. It's too risky. But I still do believe this will go to 630, if not, you know, today, then tomorrow. All right, so KBSF is looking pretty good. I'm going to continue to hold my position. But yeah, so now that support is cracked, the support was at 762. Now it just hit 755. So that's showing signs that the bears are in control. So all I can look for is new lower highs. You know, obviously it's going to get to a point where it bottoms and has a bounce, but as long as it forms new lower highs, then I'll be good. So I guess you can call the previous lower highs $8.18. So, you know, at some point in time on this downtrend, it will have a bottom and it will spike, it will bounce. So that's fine. That doesn't mean the bulls are in control as long as it's forming new lower highs. You know, what I dislike most about this trade is, you know, I'm literally milking the stock. Like I should have told myself $9, you know, no lower than $9, because that's where I should have been in at. Problem was I wasn't watching the stock. So I dislike most about this trade the price and the RSI. You know, this is extremely oversold. I can get squeezed very easily. So that's the only thing I dislike about this trade. All right, so guys, we got good news on KBSF. As you can see, it is attempting to form some lower highs here at 806. And it's already, you know, heading back to support. So this is looking good for my short position. I'm going to continue to hold. All right, so FLKS, the highest gap waiting to fill above, is at 1120. I'm gonna set a price alert. That will be a really good one if it gets that high to short. All right, so KBSF just cracked support. It is looking good, guys. I'm going to continue to hold the position. You know, the goal is to get out at 6:30 where that intraday gap is waiting to fill. You know, if you go back to right here, 11:48 a.m., take the high of this 1 minute candle, you can see that there's an intraday gap waiting to fill at $6.37, $6.37. So that's where I think it's going. The spread on this stock right now is insane. You know, it's like a 46 cent spread. It should get better as it starts to go down. The spread should get a lot better. I'm not looking to cover right now anyways, so it's not a big deal. All right, so KBSF is forming lower highs in the 780s. It's looking really good. The bears are still in control, so I'm going to continue to hold the position. I got to give a big shout out to one of my students here, Kay Vampira. I'm sorry if I said your last name wrong. But he got in DXR. You can see the timestamp right here, 1:02 p.m. He alerted it in real time, 1:02 p.m. He got in a short position, so he's betting on the stock to go down at $19.10 on DXR. And then you can see right here, he sent out the cover alert at $17.50, you know? So that's like, what, $1 and like 60 cents a share, I think. So yeah, absolutely killing it. And he also got in on the stock I'm in right now. He got in before me. KBSF, short position, $8.80. Absolutely killing it. All right, so KBSF did just form the lower high. So this means it should crack support. We got support at 750. So due to the new lower high, I believe it's going to crack support. And as you can see, it did exactly what I just said it would do. You know, it's just basic support and resistance. It's just, you know, once these stocks form lower highs, you know, that's showing signs that the bears are still in control, so you can continue to hold them. So yeah, I mean, I would have made an absolute killing if I would have been in at where my strategy told me to be in at. You know, it told me to get in at 9. I just wasn't watching it. So I settled for 779. You know, so you really got to set those price alerts. Otherwise, you're going to miss the move. You know, it's very important to set those price alerts. All right, so the spread is a lot better. So on the stock, I just said it was like a 50-cent spread. Now it's only, it was just a 3-cent spread. Now it's a 10-cent spread. So the spread is a lot thinner. And this is looking really good. But yeah, let me show you guys how thin the spread is now on my level 2 here. So as you can see, this is my portfolio. For my broker, I use Centerpoint Securities, which is located right here. As you can see, Centerpoint Securities. The platform I'm using is Dash Trader. You can use Dash Trader with live trading. You can use them with Centerpoint Securities, Speed Trader, Shore Trader, Interactive Brokers. You can actually link Interactive Brokers to Dash Trader. It's the best platform to trade on. And as you can see, I'm in a short position, KBSF. So unfortunately, I did only take the starting position due to the bad entry. I would have been willing to add more in the 9s. If this went to 9, I probably would have added 6,000 more shares. But yeah, I'm currently short 4,000 shares at $7.79, up $1,600. So let me go back to the scanners because that's what you guys want to see. But yeah, you know, I'm going to continue to hold a position. Goal is to cover in the 630s. So let's see. Should be able to get there within the next 30 minutes. You know, this literally just went from 818 to 720. So it dropped $1 a share in 11 minutes, you know. So within the next 40 minutes, we got 39 minutes till market closes. We can definitely drop another $1 a share. You know, this intraday gap, if it's not filling today, it's filling tomorrow. So I might as well hold and see if it fills today. Stock should close week anyways. So I feel very comfortable holding this. I just wish I got a better entry. Okay, so J Cubed. So this is one of my students. This chat room, this is, you know, only for the people who join my mentor program. More information is the first link below in the description. But J Cubed, he just thanked me for the lessons that I've given him. He said he was in at $9 short KBSF due to my price alert setting off the previous gap. See, he's talking about exactly what I'm talking about, and he was in before I was. See, I should have been in at 9. The problem was I didn't set my price alert. So the moral of the story is you got to set those price alerts to get the best entries. You can't sit here and watch and wait for the stock to hit your ideal entry, because the problem with that is, you know, you're probably going to miss it and you're probably going to end up forcing a trade, and you're also just wasting time. You know, I don't even watch stocks. I just literally, you know, prepare. I just set the price alert and then I move on to the next stock, and then I only look at the stock again once the price alert triggers. So as you guys can see, KBSF just dipped into the 690s. My team and I were absolutely killing it. You know, again, I got to give a big shout. J Cubed, he got in at 9. And then K Vampira, he got in on DXR at 1910, very close to the high of day, very, very close to the high of day. And then he got out at, as you can see right here, he was all out at 1750. And then he also got in on KBSF, $8.80. And then on that one, it was actually a loss. He got out at 956. So I'll be reviewing his trade, explaining, you know, kind of what he did wrong on that one. Okay, so the gap that was closed above, so he's asking where was the gap that was filled above. So it was right here. This is the one that J Cubed. Yeah, this is the one that J Cubed got in at $9, and this is the one where I should have been in at. So you can see right here, it had a gap down. So this candlestick here, okay, so let me explain to you why it had a gap down. So this candlestick closed at $9.12, and the next candlestick opened at $8.62. So if it's gonna open lower than it closed, that means, you know, lower than it previously closed, that means it had a gap down. So you could see the empty space right there as well, and I just explained to you why it had a gap down. So what you can do is you can wait for the gap to fill above, and if you see a bearish confirmation, then you could short it. And your bearish confirmation is this candlestick right here. It filled the gap above, it failed to break out, and here's your first red candle. So that's your cue to get in once you see that first red candle. So yeah, I should have been in at least 870. The problem was I didn't have the price alert set, so I had to settle, you know, with a not so good entry. But this not so good entry is making me so far $3,000 plus. So I'm not complaining, but that not having that price alert set already cost me $4,000, because I would have been at 870 and I would have still been holding for sure. Because my price, even if I was in at 9, my price target still would have been the same. It would have been at 637. So not having that price alert cost me $4,000 so far. So it's very important to set those price alerts if you want to trade at the best prices. But yeah, I mean, this is looking really good. You know, the only thing I don't like about this trade is I'm literally milking the stock, and I don't enjoy milking the stock, especially when your entry isn't the best. You know, that's one of the worst things you can do, is milk a stock when your entry is not the best. That's probably one of the worst things you can do. Yeah, DXR is now in the 13s. The high of day was 2166, and one of my students alerted it real time. You can see the timestamp right here, 1:02 p.m. They were in a short position at $19.10, very close to the high. Price target was at $15. Their price target just hit 5 minutes ago, and they ended up covering too soon at $17.50 for a $400 profit. So yeah guys, today was a really good day. I'll be reviewing all of your stuff. We'll do a market recap, all that stuff for those of you in the mentor program, because we have a lot to go over. KBSF, we also have a lot to go DXR. There's tons of gainers. So we got to get this market recap done tonight. All right, so if KBSF, let's see. Yeah, we still got plenty of time. We still got 33 minutes. Just look at the volatility of this stock. It's moving like at least 75 cents every 10 minutes. So this can still go to 630. That's very realistic. I really do though want to start locking in some gains, because I just hate that I'm milking this stock, especially with the entry. That's what's really, my entry is what's really wanting me to get out. That's the main reason why I want to get out, is because of my entry. All right, so if this goes above 730, I'll get a little bit concerned. If it goes above 730, that's when I might look to take some off. So let's see here. E-Trade does offer level 2 information. You got to use the E-Trade Pro platform. I'm not sure if they give it to you on the web platform, but with their actual platform, they do give you level 2. All right, so I just took half of my position off at 725. So I'm still holding 2,000 shares at 779. All right, so let me alert my team that I just took half off. Covered 1/2 KBSF at 725 plus 1,080 profit. Still holding 2,000 shares from 779. There we go. Real-time alert has been sent out. So the reason why I took half off there is because the bulls were taking control, because, main reason why is it didn't form a new lower high. So it started breaking out past those lower highs. All right, so if this goes above 750, I'm most likely just gonna look to get out. I have to see how it reacts first. All right, so Anthony Hall asks, do you pay much attention to level 2? So level 2, I mean, when you're taking a position, you do have to look at it because you want to see the spread. Only trade stocks with thin spread. But other than that, the only useful thing about level 2 is in certain situations, it tells you what the stock price is going to be before it is. But it literally only gives you like an advantage of like 1 second. And for me, that's not too big of a deal, because when I'm trading, I trade the best setups at the best prices. So like I'm making big returns. I'm not scalping. So like I would say for a scalper, level 2 is a big deal. But for someone who isn't scalping, you know, like myself and like my team, who are actually maximizing their positions, making big returns, you know, only trading the best setups at the best prices that offer a risk reward ratio of above 3. For someone like us, it's not that big of a deal. You know, we look at the charts, we look at the candlesticks, and we look at the volume. You know, the volume, the 1 minute bar is right here. This is what we're looking at in terms of volume. So yeah, for us, it's not a big deal. But for scalpers, I would say it's a very big deal. You know, if you're someone who only trades for a couple minutes, just gets in, gets out, I would say it's a very big deal. But for us, it's not at all. We don't even need it. One thing I want to figure out what Thinkorswim is, and if they don't have it, maybe another platform if they have it, I want to figure out if I can like set these price alerts to expire on a certain day. So like for example, if I set a price alert on KBSF for like above $10 today, like I want to know if I'd be able to have that alert expire, so it would no longer trigger if I changed it to like March 20th. So if it didn't reach that price by March 20th, the alert would just no longer, you know, it wouldn't be there. So like set an expiration date to your price alert. That would be something useful. I'll have to call them on that. And if they don't have it, then someone else. Because yeah, a lot of my price alerts, especially when it comes to trading, they do expire, you know. All right, guys. So I just got out. Main reason why I got out is KBSF is no longer forming higher. It's no longer forming, lower highs. And as you can see, it bottomed at 686 and then it spiked to 754 and then it bombed at higher support. If it forms higher support, that means it's going to go back to the previous lower high. The previous lower high is at 754. And due to that higher support, it's probably going to break out. I want to play it safe. I dislike the entry. I dislike that I was milking the stock. And at the end of the day, I should have been in that where my student J Cubed was in at. He was in at $9. He played it perfectly. That's where I should have been in at. The reason why I wasn't in there is because I didn't have my price alert set. And I ended up chasing the stock. Still made money, but that's not the smartest thing to do, to chase, the stock. So I'm going to be wrapping up the trading session. Let me show you guys my portfolio one more time. Centerpoint Securities. So my team is consistently making money. Yesterday I made $3,100. Today I made $1,767. So we're consistently making money. And for those of you in the mentor program, there's going to be a market recap tonight, and it's going to be a good one. So get ready for it. It's going to be a really good one. All right, guys. I'm going to be wrapping up today's live trading session. For those of you who are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. There's also a free Facebook Messenger list. So like if you want to receive exclusive content, real-time alerts, watch list, and exclusive content that I don't release anywhere else, be sure to subscribe to that Facebook Messenger list. All you need is a Facebook account. You click one button, you're subscribed to the list. It's 100% free, and we'll send you cool stuff as time goes on. So that's going to wrap up today's webinar. I hope you guys enjoyed it and learned a lot. For those in the mentor program, I will see you tonight. We'll be doing the market recap. We'll be going over my trades. We'll be going over your trades. We'll be going over the, stocks that correlated with our strategy that we did not trade. And wow, KBSF just cracked support. I told you it would go to 630 today, if not tomorrow. And I still, even though I cover, I still stand by that, but you have to play it safe, and it's just my entry was not that good. And the reason why it wasn't good is because I didn't set my price alert at $9, which is where I should have been in at. My strategy would have literally had me in at 870 if I was watching the stock at the time, but I wasn't. So, if you don't set those price alerts, it's going to cost you money, and you might end up doing what I just did. I didn't get the best entry because I chased the stock. So it's not a good thing to do. So make sure you're setting those price alerts. All right, guys, I will catch you tomorrow. You can also follow me on Twitter if you have any questions. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.